do a prop bet, and when Craig gets sabotaged because he jacks up his leg or something and gets injured, he has to donate $365 to the North Carolina Tar Heels Scholarship Fund.
Never happens.
I love this.
I would crawl.
That idea.
I would crawl 365 miles through broken glass and fire ants.
You gotta do, get to the bag. Stay at your 9 if I get on the avenue. You ain't cut out for them tags. Yeah.
You know, a lot of good advice, I guess. I see. It's a bunch of bullshit. And it's a lot of fun. You can win a lot of money. I will not hurt you. Come to the light, children. Play.
By light, he means dark, by the way.
Yeah. For sure.
You better believe they're looking for me. One time, I'm going for mine.
I plan on studying 4-bet shove spots versus a 3-bet squeeze when there's 2 limpers in the pot already at about 55 big blinds, 3/4 of the way through the tournament.
I feel like you owe us a double dose of input into the hand history, Joe.
Yeah, where's that 40 bucks?
Fuck GTO.
Yes.
I'ma go get it. We just keep pushing the limit. I am like all the way with it, all the way living. Y'all are just bearing the weight.
Poker is like never going to be solved right. I mean, too many combinations. We all know that. Like you can maybe solve pre-flop charts, whatever, but there's too many combinations of decision making to ever have it be solved. So, I mean, can't you get to almost the very top and just let your opponents make mistakes?
Maybe I'm not, but I'm better than you, yeah. But all of them voices, we got them. Lie to me, Hillary Rodham. I just came back from my kid in the bottom.
Yeah, I'll do the dad hat thing. I'll do it.
All right, we're in.
No. You have to do the North Carolina hat. No, we won't make him not wear a hat because I want to walk around with the guy. That's the first thing is I do want to enjoy my time out with the guy. You know, when we go to dinner. I don't want people staring at us. But like the North Carolina thing, yep, we can do that.
Is anybody gonna win a Grizzly before the series is over?
I'm gonna play one first.
I'm gonna win one. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, I gotta go. This how it go. Yeah, I'm dying a legend and just say no. I gotta go. This how it go. I'm dying a legend and just say no. Yeah, I'm going for mine. Going for mine. You put it on me. You put it on me. You better believe. You better believe. You better believe they're looking for me. Yeah. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. Believe they're looking for me. Yeah. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine. You better believe they're looking for me. I'm going for mine. You put it on mine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the Chase the Dream podcast. My name is Rob Gardner. I'm hosting with 6 of my wonderful friends here. We've got Craig Savage, Venom, Sean, Day, Mika, and Brett joining us today. It's a big week. The WSOP schedule officially got announced on Monday. We're going to be talking about that here in just a little bit. Some exciting stuff from the summer. Maybe, potentially, I don't know for sure. I'm not being facetious, but possibly a season 2 of Jolted. Oh, there he is. He's back. We had the blinds for a second.
The camera switched.
Oh. He's going to win one. That's what he said. He said he's going to.
That's what he said. He said last Wednesday. Now, let me remind you that the series for the Grizzlies ended on Sunday. So there was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to ship one of those tournaments. And Brett Babe Ruth Kimes here decided to just come right out and do exactly what he said, shipping a tournament with, I think, 2,000 entrants or something crazy? What? How many? I don't even know how many people were in this thing. first and foremost, Brett, congratulations. But
And thanks.
unmute and tell us. Oh, you are muted.
Yeah.
Dude, tell us, Mr. Shot Caller, what happened here? Let's go.
Fired up a tournament and won. No, it was let's see. I think I played some tournaments Friday. Proceeded to bitch about global again, even though I said I wouldn't on Friday night. I ended the night early at like 8:30. Decided to fire up again Saturday. And the first one I fired, I shipped at like 9:30 p.m. or something like that. Yeah. That's basically what went down.
I mean, tell me about the final table, because I missed it. I was like mostly out of pocket this weekend. And I pulled my phone up and there was like a whole bunch of like notifications and it was like highlighting the different messages. I'm just scrolling through. It sounded like you just ran the whole final table over.
Yeah, I just crushed the final table. I was like nursing 20 big blind stack roughly, about maybe until we got about 3 tables left. And then I hit a pretty big hand. I was texting Jay at the same time where I had queens versus aces and aces, and spiked a queen, and then just sun ran from there into the final table. So I entered the final table as the chip leader, and then just probably V-pipped 90% of hands, something like that. But I didn't just keep the foot on the gas the whole time. There was a point in time where one of the other players, I would say is not a great player, took over the chip lead. Then I adjusted, and I just kind of took my foot off the gas for a little bit. But once he lost some chips and I became chip leader again, then I put my foot on the gas and never took it off. And then just shipped the whole thing. So that's what went down.
Yeah,
Very
every time
cool.
my text went off, I was like, oh, there's another bounty. Oh, there's another. I didn't even read it. It was just go bzzz. I was like, oh, you got another bounty.
I was in Las Vegas with my wife, and she's like, why do you keep checking your phone? And I was like, well, Brett's going deep this tournament. She's like, I thought this was a no poker weekend. And I was like, yeah, but my boy's going deep. And so I was watching and not responding. And I finally I was getting close. We're getting ready to leave for the concert. And I just sent a picture of a grizzly bear. And like 3 texts later, he had won the whole thing.
Nice.
It was awesome.
I remember that text. That was a good one. Yeah. So I'm excited to get the trophy. So I'll be like most of you with a animal trophy. Sorry, Jay.
Mika and I were railing the whole time. We had the table up. We were watching Brett just like kill it, especially at the final table, like just run over everybody. But Brett, I've got a question. How many times would you estimate that you bitched about global in the last few weeks in our group chat?
16,342. I think it's about the right number.
Whatever the total amount of chips that he had at the final table. That's
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know how many people were in that tournament.
How long until you start bitching again is my question.
I'm pretty sure I started bitching at the main event. If I remember correctly, the next day. Yeah.
I think there's some sort of penalty you get for doing that.
By the way. I almost cashed that one. But whatever.
There should be a grace period. A little grace period of no bitching, give it like at least 2 weeks, maybe.
I feel like I should just stop bitching. I mean, when you ship a trophy, you probably should stop bitching about the site you're playing on.
That's probably a good idea. I mean, I'm not one for ideas or good ones, but it's probably a good one.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you were on the stone bubble with Pocket Kings and got called off by Ace 10 in a max ICM spot where they shouldn't have called you, and they rivered you. So, justified bitching? I think so.
Yeah. And I wasn't bitching until then. So actually, that's not true. Privately with Jay, I was like, oh, here we go, a gutter, and now runner. I lost 2 huge pots early, and I nursed again a 20 big blind stack, anywhere between 6 to 20 big blinds until bubbling.
Yep. So, it's in there. It's definitely in there. It's right under my picture of my pocket aces on the first hand of the hyper.
Did you guys see what Mika just did there? She set Brett up.
She did.
She set him up to the bad beat story that he has to put money in the jar. She set him up. He wasn't going to do it. She set him up.
She's the one who mentioned the ace on the river. I didn't say nothing.
Teed it up and he took it. I know. And now
she
wanted you guys to put money in the jar.
I feel like we should chop it, Mika.
Craig, how do you think we're supposed to pay for housing over the summer?
Yeah, the bad
It's
beat
the jar. The jar is
Exactly.
purely for
The house fund.
house.
We actually should have a running
Isn't
tally.
that overkill?
That's a good idea.
What do you
I
mean?
mean, how big of a house do you need?
Yeah.
Well,
over the pool
How many
and-
bad beats have we taken?
Are we staying in the Win like top like premium suite? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, man.
Call. Brett, so Dave mentioned I watched you too at the final table, and I also was really impressed with you. And I'm so glad you talked about how you didn't have the chip lead the whole time, because you had your foot on the gas, but then you would take it off and then you'd apply it again. And the coolest thing I thought was your awareness of the bounties that were still available. Once the two biggest bounties at your final table got drawn off and they weren't any longer available, you completely adjusted your game not to call off as wide as you were versus some of the short stacks. And I was really impressed. And you kept composure the whole time. So super kudos. I'm curious that a lot of people have the same thoughts as you early in their global tenure, where they say, fuck this site, it's rigged, it's not great, and it's all fish. So do you have any tips for people new to global that can help them transition to the site and have less of a shitty experience right off the rip?
Don't complain. It's variance. It's all variance. Like I was texting Jay about this, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? He was like, it's just variance. And then I ship one the next day. So just know that it's variance. It's going to happen. And maybe you start out running good, right? That happens too. You could be on the positive end of variance. But yeah, overall, just variance. It's not rigged. You're going to win if you play good
Can
poker.
you take a screenshot of that conversation and text it
Yeah.
back to Jay?
Yeah.
I think he could use that.
Yeah, no kidding. I do want to thank everybody for the support, though. Like, it was phenomenal, you know. So for the ones that were texting with me during the final table and right before, so Jay, Mika, Day, you guys were great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Always,
super hard
yeah.
work. Honestly, I was sweating the whole time. And
I made it easy for you, I think.
You had two of the luckiest rails you possibly could have just sitting there. Not me. So here's the difference with me, right? We've had a lot of conversations leading into this wonderful final table that I will congratulate you on again. But I knew you were going to win, so I just went to sleep, you know. And I let them have the rail for you, but I knew you were going to win. You know, I didn't fall asleep on you, bro. You know, I just knew you were going to win, and I was going to wake up. You know, it didn't really go that way. I woke up and said, "Holy shit, did he actually ship this thing?" So, kudos to you. So, serious question, because we have been having a lot of conversation, and for those that don't know or are just catching up with us overall, we tend to talk about like our journey here. That's the great part about this group, is we give you the real side of what it's like to go out and kind of, you know, go through the grind, go through your journey, especially for us that aren't, you know, playing on like these elite levels right now. But how does it feel to like be on the winning side of this, right? It doesn't matter the size of the buy-in. It doesn't, right? Like you got an accolade. How does it feel to be on the winning side of it?
I've never been so happy to win just like 1,800. Like I was so ecstatic. I was like running around, fist pumping. I picked up my dog. I was like, "We did it, Caramel!" Like I was like, you know, giving him hugs and like dancing around with him. I just wanted that trophy, man. I just wanted to win, like to just prove to myself I could still do it. Because I was starting to wane in my confidence, not gonna lie.
Right. Hey, Rob, I know the next piece of merch. It's gonna be Darth Vader holding up a corgi with a bear in the background saying we did it. It's gonna sell.
That's a good t-shirt.
So another serious question with that run and like, you know, bagging a trophy, no salt. I have zero salt. Because I'm a supporter, right? And but I probably could use a coach. You know, are you available?
Yeah.
Are you available for some coaching?
All
I think
day.
you're supposed to be talking today.
Am I supposed to talk today?
Yeah.
She's the one who coached me. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
Day's the global queen. Day and Mika.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But no, man, really, kudos to you, man. Like, you powered through. And I know, to your point, the day before we had a really long conversation, and we kind of don't let people into a lot of some of the personal things that we talk about on the side. But like, again, going through this journey as a team, like, we definitely focus on how do we support each other mentally. And I know we talk about this a lot, and I think we had a very good conversation last week on the pod about just overall mental game. Right? And I think that mental support, hopefully, you know, kind of just helps you kind of push through. And I did notice, like, even throughout the night, like, some of the messages, like, you were pretty positive, you know what I mean? Like, feeling good about it. Even, like, there were spots I think you took a few beats, but nothing crazy. And you kind of just, like, let it go, push through, you know, and that's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? Like, and you're spot on in the conversation. The night before, my response to you was just like, it's variance, do let it ride, you know?
Yep.
And your last reply was, you know what? You're right. Good night.
Right.
See you tomorrow. I'm going to go ship a grizzly. I said the same thing, and I don't have a grizzly on the way. So congrats to you, man. Good work. Good work.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
Yeah,
too, always.
I think it's really cool. I'm really glad, Brett, that you didn't quit on Global, because this would never have happened. So I'm glad you stuck it out. This past Monday, the WSOP. I got the word fee stuck in my head because of the rake increase.
Yeah,
subliminal message there. The WSOP officially dropped their new schedule, and it's one of those things in poker. If you guys are not super plugged into the summer, maybe you've never been to the WSOP, it's like a bucket list item. All of the casinos wait to make their schedules until the WSOP releases theirs. And so when the WSOP takes a little bit longer to put their schedule out, everything's on hold. Like, everybody's holding their breath. Nobody can make any plans. Nobody has any dates. So it's kind of a big deal in the poker world, because once that drops, then it's like the snowball rolls downhill. We get the Win and the Venetian and the Aria, and everybody's schedules start dropping. Kenny Howlett puts out his big spreadsheet, and now all the plans start flying. So it's a big deal. And obviously we don't have all of the schedules yet. We don't really have any of the schedules except for the WSOP. But this starts the process of, what does our summers look like? What are we going to attack? What are we starting to think as far as what we want to do? And that question, for me personally, is one of the most anxiety-inducing questions on the planet, because it is the most stressful question of how long I'm going to go and what I'm going to play and where I'm going to play. It drives me nuts. But for some people, this is like Christmas morning. So I thought we could take this evening and kind of talk through with our crew here and kind of see what everybody's thoughts are, where they're thinking, what they might target. And we're going to kick it off with Jay. And I got to bring Jay up here because he's got his sign of the week here. Over here, it's red. You're talking about like Darth Vader. We've got a red theme here.
Everything's red.
I see.
Everything's red. It's no trophy. Send help. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need a medevac right now.
I got you.
And what's that, Craig?
I got you.
You got me. Good. I'm gonna need a medevac. Shit's
well, the
getting
good
bad.
news is, Brett or Jay, they have trophies and bracelets and all kinds of things out in Vegas in the summer. So what do you, as of now, obviously nobody has any firm plans yet, but what are your thoughts heading into the summer, and where are you thinking about spending your time?
Yeah, I was going through the schedule, and I was listening to some of the, Kev Math conversation the other day when he was on Rec Poker, and as much as I didn't want to go through X and start reading through some things, because some of the conversations are pretty hysterical right now, WSOP is probably going to be part of this journey. You know what I mean? But it costs. You gotta have a roll. I'm gonna build a roll so we can spend that money on the WSOP on top of the expenses. But I'm really honestly thinking of how do I might split the summer. Some of that's going to be some WSOP, and then possibly going down to Florida. Florida might be on the list. It's not a bucket list. I think it's just when we look at events that are out there, there's probably a lot more value added events that I think maybe I could go play that are going to have some decent prize pools, right? Because Florida has some pretty good prize pools, and at the price point, I think that there's probably some opportunity out there. So I'm thinking about maybe potentially splitting that up, like maybe go and then come back to Vegas for another part of the summer. But I don't think I'm going to spend like last year where it was just like spending all that time out there. Craig got me sick, so I want to try to avoid that. So probably just like split up some of that time. I think also, like if I go out there, it's not going to just be purely WSOP. So I will plan to play the tag team. I'm going to play that event for sure. That is definitely a goal to play that. And I'm probably going to play with Old Man Gene. Sorry, Mika. Not choosing you for this tag team either. I think we're that ship has sailed. So I'm going to go get Old Man Gene. And we're going to fire that event. The other one that I'm thinking about is playing the Arias. So for anyone that doesn't know, if this is going to be your first time venturing out into the summer, so Aria runs dailies. They're like they're 800, right? I think right. Yeah, they're
800.
800 dailies.
Arias are 800.
These things are phenomenal. A little bit tougher. Craig's probably going to struggle a little bit, but a little bit tougher. But I do think that when you're talking about going out and firing an event that's $800 for the WSOP, and if you're going to fire 2 bullets at it, you'll be in line for 4 hours. Like you can go fire this Aria, and the prize pool is insane. I think it was paying like $70K for firsts in the first event that I played last year, and I hadn't played any of those Arias prior and prior trips. So definitely going to fire some of those dailies. I just think you can't pass it up. Like it's a little bit tougher. I'll tell you that there was like a ton of 3-bet, 4-bets, 5-bets. But again, I think like Brett and Craig like to give me shit and say like you like these tough events. Like I don't know, but I don't mind it. I think it just keeps me sharp all summer. But definitely we'll be playing some of the Aria dailies. And then the tag team piece, I just want to do that because I think it's just fun.
It is a fun event.
Yeah, it's just a fun event.
Jay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay. So I want you to play matchmaker. Tag team.
Yeah.
Make the teams.
Okay. Well, first, no one here will be able to pick you because you'll probably be playing day one of the Battle of the Ages because you like to play with all of the older crowd. So if I had to pick out of everyone here,
I want you to matchmake everyone. Put the best teams together.
Oh, okay. Well,
make super teams from the.
I can't because Sean's probably not even going to go. Like, okay, so hypothetically speaking, you want me to do hypothetically?
No, yes, of course, hypothetical.
Okay.
Jeez, so, it's not binding.
Hypothetically speaking,
He's taking this very seriously.
Mika and Day should be a team.
All right, I'm good with that.
That should go.
Well, now we don't even have a reason to compete.
Right.
Like I just don't like it's.
What,
you put those two together, like I guess I'll take second.
Jay,
I would think like 1A and 1B together. Like,
all right, Jay, you're terrible at this. Rob, let me ask Rob because Rob would do a better job at this question.
What do you mean?
You got to balance people like this person's strength versus this person's strength, and so that they'll together like the super team.
So you want to compliment?
The goal is to win.
Yes. Well, you need 2 people whose skill sets can complement each other.
I see where he's going. That's a tough question because he's.
I know. I don't.
I'm asking Mika.
Yeah, maybe ask Mika. Mika or Day might have a better.
All right,
like
listen.
We're looking for complementary pieces.
Let's think about it, and at the end, let's see if we can figure it out. So just have it in the back of your head. Maybe by the end we'll have an idea. All right.
Yeah,
Jay,
we'll
move
revisit
on.
because you want to put some random teams together. Like the goal is to win the goddamn thing.
I understand the goal.
Okay.
I also understand
if
the
you
task
want
I
to
gave you
win,
that you
put Mika
apparently
and
can't
Jay
do.
together.
But let's just move on, Jay. Let's just move on.
Just because you're jealous, Craig, doesn't mean you need to break up Day and I.
Right.
I mean,
old man Gene is not you, okay? Like, anyway, I'm moving on to the rest of my summer that I care about. I'm definitely gonna fire, I think, some Saddies to the main. That's definitely on the list. I'm probably gonna need I'm probably gonna need to get myself a Brain Fuel endorsement. Because apparently you can't get through the main without it. You know what I mean? So I'm probably going to look for that on the way. I might need your support there, Rob. You know, I'm going to have to pump out some Brain Fuel content, maybe Body Armor, but Brain Fuel will probably do it. But one of the other ultimate goals is, you know, we talked about the season 2 potential, and I want that to be a thing. And ultimately, like I say this initially, like I want to bring folks on the journey. I want the people to see the journey of a Dusty Reg, you know? But honestly, I really want to show the people what it's like. There's so many folks, I think, like within the communities that we talk to, or that even ones that I personally network with, that, you know, they get excited about the summer if they've never been there. I remember last year there were a few guys at my table that flew in from South Africa, and it was their first time. I guess South Africa has their own like poker website that they play on, like an online site, and they got sponsored and they flew them over, right? Everything covered. So it was really cool having that conversation. It was his first time actually playing. The guy actually was pretty solid too. He's a beast. But I want to be able to like bring people inside of what that really looks like, what that grind looks like for the summer, you know, because everything looks like glitz and glamour, you know, it's the WSOP, and, you know, they watch all the streams and everything's just so exciting. And, you know, you see the Thunderdome, but like there's so much more behind that. That is grueling. Like you hear a lot of people right now that'll say like, I have zero desire to spend my summer in the desert. But that doesn't mean that should kill the dream for other folks out there. You know, like there's a lot of people that want a bracelet. Me, I'm just trying to like, you know, get a trophy back there. That was just start with that. I'm probably going to need some help in that space. I'm the only one here who doesn't have a trophy, I believe. Which is fine. We'll continue to work. Sean, do you have a trophy?
I have a problem with trophies because I collect them, but they start to smell after a week or two, and so I have to ditch them.
Yeah.
So,
that's gonna be okay. That's a hard no then. So me and Sean are the only ones that don't have trophies. But I definitely want to bring the people in and give them the reality, you know. It can be grueling, man. Like you go out there, you have these big plans. Like for me last year, you know, I went out there and got sick for a week, killed my total momentum. You know, you guys like to say that I didn't have a profit, but I had a profit, whether it was on Buffaloes or not. But, you know, I started off my summer on the upside, you know, I think I was up like 7K in cashes, and then it just completely fell apart once I got sick, you know. And these are sides that people don't see. It's very different, like when you're reading on a social media, you know, tweet or something like that. But like bringing them out there and, you know, showing them what this is really like. I definitely want to bring people on for that journey. You know, that would be one of the bigger goals.
You want
summer.
people to get a look behind the curtain.
Yeah, right.
The dark and the gritty, the late night conversations, the trying to fit in a meal in between this and that, you bust a tournament, hustle across town to get to another one, then late reg, and then play that one till 2 a.m. And the realities of all that is it's an interesting story, and until you live it, it's hard to realize what it looks like. So yeah, if you can give people a glimpse into that, I think people would find it fascinating.
Yeah. And, you know, not show this side, and this is no disrespect to anybody, you know, but I'm probably one of the realest ones out there. It's no disrespect to anybody and what they have going on from a content piece. but like the summer isn't all prop bets and you know what I mean, playing instruments at the tables. You know what I'm saying? Like actually bringing people into the ebbs and flows, you know, the ups and downs, you know, potentially leaving with zero bankroll, you know, like you can go into the summer, have a 20K bankroll and leave there dead broke, you know, with just enough to catch a flight. So like, I just want to just like show people what it's like, you know, to your point, like show them the Oz, you know what I mean? If I have the ability to do that, then that's what I'm going to do, you know?
So let me ask you a question. You're talking about going to Florida and going back and forth.
Mhm.
So one, is that the best idea for profit in a bankroll to be spending money going back and forth, traveling from Florida to Vegas? Number two, what series is out there and why would that be any competition for the World Series and what's going on in Vegas during the summer with all the area dailies and the Orleans and, you know, you name it, the Wynn.
Wait,
the
hold on,
Nugget.
Brett. Before Jay, before you answer that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stipulate. Okay, you know how everyone asks, like, is Vegas hotter or is Florida hotter in the summer? Because like we got the one with the humidity, but Vegas is the dry heat. I'm saying Jay is planning on answering that question for us this summer.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to answer that. Hell yeah, I am. Well, one, Brett, how else do I get to go out and hang out with Day and actually improve my game? You know, I got to go to
I'm
Florida.
not going to be in Florida. No,
Oh, you're
I'm
not
not
gonna be
going
in
to be
Florida?
there.
No, you're by
I'm not
yourself.
going to be
though.
there. You're
By
you're on
myself.
your own.
Nobody
in
else is coming with me to
95
Florida.
degree weather in 99% humidity and 95-degree weather. Enjoy South Florida.
I
At least
love
there's
how
the
people
ocean.
talk about dry heat, and you know the inside of my oven is dry as well. But
Right. Like an oven is an oven, but you know, yeah, I'll take Miko will go with me. Miko, you gonna go to Florida with me? Grind it
I'm
out.
down.
Huh?
I'm down for anything.
See? Somebody will give a
Love
shit
it.
about my career.
But
I do
seriously,
think
is that the
there's events
smartest
out
move?
there
I
that
feel
are a
like
little bit
this
softer.
seems like a waste of money
No, man. Why? What do you
traveling back
mean?
and forth.
let's
No.
hear
Just
what
go to
Mika
Florida.
has planned for the summer.
It's bullshit.
Ouch. Craig's like, Jay, please stop talking and let Mika talk.
Damn you.
So since 2015 or 2016, my parents and I would go to the WSOP every year. And how I envision it every single year is and probably like so many of you envision it, is you walk into the conference area where all the rooms are set up and you're just kind of in awe, even though you've seen it year after year. You do your lap, you take your quintessential videos of, I made it, I'm here, everyone. Like, this is great. And then you do all your tactical things. You go to your grocery store, you unpack, you put your money in the Bravo account, and you just get all the things you're just ready to be done to get ready for the grind that's ahead. Then you start off really strong. You start off meditating, eating healthy. You post on Instagram. This is my year. I actually posted a Bitmoji that my friend made of me in front of the biggest like chip stack ever saying world champion and posted on Instagram. And I was like, yeah, it's a great year. And then literally 2 weeks later, like Jay is saying, you're hardly eating. You go to sleep at maybe 2 a.m. every night because the tournaments are fucking long. Thank you, Phil. And then you forget about the outside world. So I'm in a relationship. So what that turns out to be is I'm just texting him like, busted another one or made day 2. And you don't really have much connection outside of that. So like the balance is really difficult. And I think the other really weird thing about it is money doesn't seem logical when you're at the WSOP. Like you could drop $1,100 in an event, but then you go to Jimmy John's and they tell you it's $13 for their large, and you're like, oh hell no! Even though that's sustenance that's going to get you through multiple days. Like, or you look for free parking versus paying $25. Like it's just illogical. And the point of me sharing all this is that this is the first year since I started going that I'm not super excited. I didn't open the schedule immediately when y'all texted me and my friends texted me that it was released. I didn't text my parents saying, "Hey, are you ready? Let's book our diamond rooms so we have them and let's look at houses," or anything. And I think it's because of how hard it's been the last couple of years, and then layering on top of that having a full-time job again, and just imagining, like, I'm pretty new to my role, so I have some time off, but I don't have a lot. So trying to imagine working 9 to 5 there and then grinding like dailies after that just seems exhausting. So yeah, I'm not super excited, but the rational part of my brain knows that I will be going there probably for about 2 weeks, not 40 days like I went last year, but 2 weeks. Goal is to play the main event, hopefully satellite in. So Jay and probably everybody here, hopefully we all fucking win a seat and don't have to pay $10,000 out of our pocket. And then the other events that I really like is obviously the tag team. The ladies event's a really good one, really good value. Six Max, even though it's really expensive, is much softer than I expected. And I think because we're all pretty intuitive individuals, we probably have an edge because we're paying attention to player tendencies, and just people make mistakes. And then the win last year had a PKO that I couldn't make, but I'm really interested to play that one if they have it again this year.
I have a question about that. You know, because I saw that you noted that PKO was like a priority event for you. Is that what's the appeal of the PKO? Is that a type of structure that you think you have a big edge in?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people have studied pre-flop charts and flop sizing and frequencies when it comes to traditional no-limit hold'em. But a lot of that goes out the window when you enter a progressive knockout. And people do adjust for them, but they over adjust for the bounties or they under adjust. And I feel like I've spent a lot of time and I've had a lot of success winning PKOs in particular, that I do have a particular edge in it. And it's just like people are having more fun in them because it's a different type of variant and there's more thrill that comes with it.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like the tag team too. More people enjoy that, it seems like, you know. Everyone's having a good time. Like, people don't even care if they bust out of that tournament. They're just having so much fun. That's why I like it.
Hey, Mika.
So anything?
Quick question about the PKO. I play them online all the time. I've never played one live. How can you just like explain how they do it live, like how it works?
Yeah, the one at the Win, they don't start the actual PKO aspect until day 2. So that takes away a lot of the complexity of like the mass dropouts. So I think it's like 200 people or, you know, however many people make it to day 2. And I believe they're all given like either a plaque or a chip, and each plaque is worth X percent. And then I didn't make day 2, so I actually don't know the technicality of it.
Why don't they give them like 2 of them, maybe, and then you get to keep one, and then you give one, like, I don't know, like that seems pretty cool, though.
Yeah, and the other thing is the Win has Poker Atlas as their software. So I think some of that does some of the tracking as well.
Okay.
So does anything about the WSOP have you excited at all? Like seeing all of us, maybe? I don't know, something. You seem so negative about it right now.
Like almost always I would be. I'm so sorry to say not. Yeah, I'm not right now. I'm burnt out. So I think I'm just like not excited about anything though, right? Like it's not just WSOP. It's just like not to go all dark and everything. Like waking up in the morning isn't super exciting. So I think it's 15 degrees here in Cleveland. The sun is pretty rare. It's just been tough. But you know, March is right around the corner. So I think ask me then, Brett. Ask me in March when I start looking a little more tan.
You should get one of those sun lamps.
I was about to
like
suggest that.
ultraviolet,
I try it and it doesn't work
Doesn't
for
work for
me.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Guys, cut it out. So, Mika, it's you and I now. The rest, forget the rest of these Hollywood squares, right? So it sounds like you're definitely coming to Florida with me then. This is what I'm getting out of it, right? Does it sound? I got to be close. I think that sounds more appealing, unlike what Brett would like to think. It sounds like it's more appealing to just be like, I'm going to go to Florida with Jay, and we're going to go out there and we're going to crush whatever the hell is out there. It doesn't matter what it is, but we're going to avoid the madness of the WSOP all summer, right? That's what it sounds like.
I'm a pretty firm believer you could probably play anywhere in this country during the WSOP that is not Vegas, and the player pool is going to be by far less skilled.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys, Mika, you want to sing it with me? Mika's going to Florida.
Mika's
Dawn's
going to
still gonna be
Miami.
stuck in the studio.
Oh, I won't.
We're gonna find Brett a girlfriend. All right. So so if you are sorry guys. So if you are gonna travel out there, are you gonna since you don't want to deal with the madness, right, of the WSOP, long lines potentially, are you just going to go out there just to play online, kind of like, our one and only true Optimus Prime, aka Rob Gardner, and just go all the way out to Vegas just to play on WSOP.com?
So Jay, before this call, for the audience who wasn't privy to the conversation, Jay was monkey tilting, I think is the correct term. And I think some of the monkey tilt came from playing online poker and the glitchiness that is involved in it. And I played WSOP.com last year, and that was the most tilting I've ever been in my entire life, to the point where I took video of it. Like, it would fold me and I was clicking call, and I sent them an email. I got on the whole Twitter train about, yeah, me too. Like, I am having issues and I just lost X amount of money. And I wrote them an email. To this day, they still haven't resolved it. They've sent me multiple email requests trying to document it and nothing. No response. Wow. So no.
We'll get you I'll get you hooked up with the WSOP.com ambassador, Rob Gardner, aka Poker Pastor, and he probably can help you out there, get you all set up.
Pretty sure I'm blacklisted. I'm pretty sure I've said enough negative things about the WSOP on social media that I'm probably not. I'm lucky that I'm not 86. Sean, what's your summer look like? I know you've talked a little bit about taking your cash game tour on the road at some point in 2025. Is there at least a chance that includes Vegas?
You have a much better chance of seeing me pop up in Florida than in Vegas, just because I could give two shits about rings or bracelets or anything else. What I do like is that cute little trophy, the green one, kind of a rectangle, has like some president in the middle of it or something. I like those. I like to collect those. And I hear that those are usually in places where all the pros aren't. I know, catastrophic like thinking there, but
stackable trophy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like them.
Easy to transport.
Yeah. So yes, you have a much better chance of seeing me in some place like Florida than you would in a place like Vegas. And for what it's worth, I think that the heat in Florida is far more tolerable than Vegas, but that's just me. I think it's because you're close to an ocean. So there's like a trade. But in Vegas, it's like, if you don't like the heat, you can go lick sand.
Yeah. Well, the difference is you're in Florida, you actually sweat, so you know that you're fucking hot. When you're in Vegas, you don't fucking sweat. So you're just hot, you don't know it, and next thing you know, you're laid out on the side of the damn road next to the Strat with some random bum because you just had this like random like heat
stroke.
Yeah, right.
Easy, Craig.
I know. Right, I woke up laying next to Craig in front of the fucking Strat on the goddamn little.
I dragged you inside. Don't worry about it. Got you into the AC just in time.
So where are you going to be? like eating your souls, so I know where to avoid. Like, where do I stay away from so I can keep my soul?
I can't tell you because then you'd be able to see me, and then not what I'm not targeting you though, Brett.
Yeah.
Or following you.
Yeah.
But don't go outside for at least 10 minutes after the podcast for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's fair. It is dark time around here, so yeah.
It is dark time, isn't it?
Prime vampire time.
I'm not a vampire.
So seriously, any chance that you are gonna plan to travel at all, Sean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's probably a given. It just won't be to places that everybody else is flocking to, unless it is, in which case then I'll be there, right?
Right.
So in other words, all the popular places I won't be unless I am, and all the unpopular places is where I will be, except for the times I'm not. Right.
Makes complete
Very
sense.
clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it. But they take out my handy dandy notepad.
Anybody have an ankle tracker on Sean so we can track his movements?
Isn't there a phone app for that? Like,
I'm excited about the Sean tour. I'm excited to see the cash game tour get on the road and see what he experiences and kind of like the difference between Tunica Poker and some of their places that you go. I know we've talked, Sean, a little bit about some of the stuff you're working on. I'm curious to see how much your game evolves in some of these other places, or whether you end up just playing the same game everywhere you go.
I got a feeling it's, I mean, I hope it's not the same game everywhere, because then it's just not fun, you know?
Yeah.
It's, to me, that's the fun of being able to vary.
Well, then you should go to
yourself up.
Texas first, because if you want to go somewhere different than Tunica, Texas is about as different as it gets.
It's on the list.
It'll be different.
it'll be
definitely
soft.
on the list.
It'll be soft during the WSOP too.
Oh, it's,
Speaking of
from what I've
Texas-
seen, it's already soft.
Yeah, it's soft anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, me too.
People like Jay and I won't be there. So
This guy.
Speaking of Texas, Brett, you are you going to be driving the top down from Texas to Vegas this summer again, or what
that's
does that
the plan.
look like for you?
yeah, that's the plan. Well, first I'm going to try to negotiate with my ex-wife to see if I can swap some days with my son. If so, I really want to play the mystery bounty. I've never been able to play it. I always have my son that first weekend. So praying she'll swap a little. I'll probably have to give her like 10% of any profit I earn, like as a incentive to let me do this. But yeah, if I can play the mystery millions, would love to do that for that mystery bounty. But if not, I'll probably come out the second week of June, like I always do. Play the usual like Monster, the Millie, the Gladiators, which I usually run deep in. Actually, all three of those I usually run pretty deep in those. And then I do want to live in the Satty room, try to earn my way to a main event seat, or earn my way into some of these 1,500 buy-ins through the Satty room. That'd be great too. Hit up some Orleans events, some Golden Nugget events. They always have really good tournaments for low buy-ins, good prize pools. Maybe hit an Aria daily with Jay when he's not in Florida. You know, I might throw that down. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. Some cash, you know, definitely gonna be hitting up cash. As of right now, don't have a job. So poker is going to be what I'm going to be doing 24/7 pretty much there. So that's going to be, I'm going to try true summer grind this year. Didn't get to last year, as y'all know. So I'm going to try to do this year. I, unlike Mika, am very excited. I'm a WSOP nerd. Love WSOP. I guess that's
There's one in every
my
room.
history there. I don't know, but I love it.
Losers.
Yeah.
You
I'm not a Florida fan.
well, for the tag team, you can't. Old Man Gene's not available.
Yeah.
Already bagged that. So
Jay, do we break the bad news to Craig? I don't know. Like I feel like we should break the
yeah.
bad news.
Well, there's a very unfortunate piece of that. It'll be fine. There'll be no pushback. You know what I mean? There'll be no pushback. Craig will be fine. He'll be busy doing other things.
Okay. So I asked Jay to be my partner already. So
We're
he
gonna
agreed.
tag. We're gonna tag.
My condolences.
Oh, I didn't know this was official. Wow.
Oh, we're winning a bracelet.
I go with the guy who calls his shots. So
Damn straight.
when I know someone who calls,
And you
their
couldn't
shot,
answer the question earlier when Craig literally gave you a softball. Match people together based on, you could even come up with, I'll go with the guy that calls shots. It's weak.
Well, I was going with, how to put together winning teams, but Craig wants some like theoretical neuroscience fucking way to put together a damn team. I was getting through the list, but he's not feeling well.
I just thought you'd go with something besides like who has nice hair. I thought you'd like actually put together some strategy whose game would complement your game so that all the shit you screw up, they'll fix for you. And the things they screw up, you'll fix for them and find the right partner. Right. All right, Robin, I'll take it down.
Yeah, we have that.
It's people that want the field to see their large PP and a mental coach. So when we do that, we can't lose, right? I mean, come on, you guys are out of control. Hey, so through all of that, anyway, more importantly for you, Brett, I heard all of this, but nowhere in there did I hear the drive-in theater as part of like your routine out there. Are you like no plans to go to what is that place called?
Snappies?
Snappies, yeah.
Oh, I'll hit up Snappies. Yeah,
is that on the list?
I love that place.
That's on the list.
Definitely.
Okay.
Any y'all been to Snappy Burgers?
What's Snappies?
Oh my God, it's the nuts.
So
great burgers, cheap price. Like it's probably one of the cheapest burger fries you're gonna get in Vegas, and you get a free drive-in movie theater experience. And they always play something relatively recent. So
yeah, I mean, if you ever go there and you want to see like two guys sitting there eating burgers, watching Shrek together, you probably could find me and Brett, sitting in the truck with the top down, you know what I mean, watching Shrek eating burgers.
I'm in.
Hey, how good were those burgers, Jay? Come on,
they were good.
Jay,
this is in Vegas.
Mita, this is what you need.
Durango.
Yeah,
Jay.
We did this.
Yeah, you're now exciting me.
Right.
They knows me really well.
She needs Snappy in her Vegas life, and she will be fine.
Yes, and
every like 4 days or so, you just go to Snappy's.
It was my tradition was if I busted a day 2, I would go to Snappy's, and it always make me feel better. It's a true like drive-in theater experience. It's kind of cool.
Hey Brett, question is it with Jay? Is it over the shirt or under the shirt? What is he? What are his boundaries?
We really are inside of a high school triangle.
I couldn't breathe.
It's very jealous fella.
He's a clothes
you
on
can tell
top.
who the women are though, because
what the hell did everybody eat for breakfast today? I feel like there's something in the water today. Like Jay is like feisty and cranky. Craig is coming out with the jokes that everybody else would say, but Craig would never say. Sean talked for more than 3 minutes. Like, I don't know what's going on. This is like a completely different cast here.
Craig, it's Craig.
I'm really confused.
Whatever it is, I blame Craig. That's typically what he says about me.
Speaking of Craig, you guys in the audience, or if you're listening on the pod, don't know this. Craig is like deathly ill. We literally did not expect him to show up, and we were actually in the process of texting him to make sure he was alive and just to wish him well. And he shows up in the pod, and we're like, "Wow!" Like we could not believe he was here.
So, here's what happens. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but that's not true about the flu. It comes home with you.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a sicko you are to just decide you could be on the pod anyway.
What was that day?
I said, this is really making me want to go to Vegas now. Like Craig goes to Vegas for a weekend, comes home with the flu.
Man.
Last year I had COVID. Rob, we've all been sick out there. Does watching Craig right now suffer make you want to get excited to go out there?
Well, the
Vegas
thing
funk
about
is real.
I was my immune system was pretty much bottomed out. This happens to me. I usually get sick every year right around this time of the year. I've just got so much going on, playoffs and everything, end of a marking term.
You forgot your blueberries, didn't you?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I was burning. I'm just at the end of my energy spectrum, and my immune system was weak. And I got on a plane and went to Vegas, and it was great. The concert was amazing. The Sphere is unbelievable. My wife has been wanting to do this for so long, so we went, and it was really enjoyable. But at the concert that night, Saturday night, I started feeling bad, and I kind of hid it because I wanted her to enjoy it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's so sick. His computer caught the flu now.
Oh, wait, am I
brutal.
back?
Did he take his computer to
There you
Vegas?
are.
No, I'm back. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna power through. My plan for Vegas is probably June 13th through 28th. That's usually the window of time that I pick every summer to go out. It just fits my summer schedule the best. That does include the time period where the seniors WSOP seniors event is. It also includes the tag team. And then, everything else outside of those two, I would just play by ear. I mean, just look at what's going on around town, whatever fits best for my schedule. But also, I was thinking, I love road trip movies. I think that the genre of movie is road trip. And so, Jay, we should just jump in the car with Brett and, stop, play cards in Arizona, stop and play cards somewhere else, and then get to Vegas. And maybe we make it, maybe we don't. But road trip out there, and then that might be fun. We could
I love this
How
plan.
how long does it take you to drive there, Brett?
16
about
hours.
22
right?
hours.
22.
I changed my mind. Never mind.
Shit.
No way.
Let me make
I'm
sure,
out. I'm out.
Craig. Let me make sure I've got this set up correctly regarding your summer plans.
Yeah.
You got jilted on air live
Uh-oh.
because your partner went and cheated on you with somebody else in the pod.
Yeah.
Your remedy to this is to suggest a multi-day three-way in a car.
It's the best rom-com setup ever, right?
I don't know if that's
What could
really a
go-
rom-com.
What could go wrong?
Oh, man. I like this idea.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
But
This is
I didn't
documented
realize it
in
was
my
that
work.
long. I don't know if I can be in a car that long.
It's not.
Airplane-
Is it
it'll be
22
shorter.
hours? It's not 22 hours.
It
It's
can't be
like if you
22 hours
stop
because it's
everything.
24 hours from here.
Right. It's like 16.
Yeah, but if you stop and everything and sleep, but if we have three of us just rotating,
Yeah.
different story.
Sandia
Right.
is a very nice
Craig-
stop. I would
Craig
highly
will-
recommend Sandia.
Sean.
Yeah, Craig will be in there talking about last year's senior events, and we'll be asleep anyway. You just can't sleep while you're driving.
Exactly.
I'll nap while you listen to that shit, and then when you wake up, it's Craig's turn to go take
I
a
would
nap.
like to put this on the record. In my discussion last year planning my summer, I had a discussion with someone who is very well versed in all these things, who gives really good advice. And Rob Gardner says to me, "Your
Good.
best bet, the best value for the summer is just to play all the seniors events." And I was like, "You're right," because I'm like I'm one of the young guys in the tournament. I'll be spry, and they'll get no. And then so you guys act like it was like my idea. It wasn't like it was just my idea. I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, that's a great idea, Craig. Just go play all the seniors events." So.
To be fair, I did not expect you to spend the entire summer bluff catching and bluffing. If I'd known that, I would have pushed you far away from the seniors events.
My game is strong, man.
I'm raising my hand.
Raise your hand. Go
Jay.
ahead.
I never fucking tell you to play at a single seniors event, by the way. You get advice from bad people. You took advice from somebody who literally wanted to go out there just to get online. And I guess fucking stay home and do that. But you should have taken advice from somebody who's going to give you real advice based off of the parts of your game that you spent months working on. He spent Mika, correct me if I'm wrong. He was teaching classes with Chris about these great 4-bet situations, right? And where he should steal. And these are good bluffs right here on the turn. That shit doesn't work when you're playing in the seniors event, Craig. Nope. I hate to tell you that. Next time you should probably pay for advice, which is me, because I take funds and I have to build my bankroll somehow. And I can give you that advice. I'm going to charge you, but I could give you that advice.
So this was the advice Jay gave me. I busted the seniors, and Jay's like, "Get over to the Orleans. It's the softest tournament in the world." I get over to Orleans, and I get sat at Jay's table. He's talking to this East Coast pro he's known for a long time. Brandon Sunshine's at the same table, and three other. I get a table with 8 pros. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jay. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
It's just a bad table draw.
It's bad draw. Right. He always gets a bad draw every week that he plays poker. My table draw is bad. My table draw.
I have
bad.
seen him
No,
play on some
Jay,
tough tables though.
you
I
tell
have
me
seen
that
him
all
with
the
some shitty
time.
table draws.
I don't even know half the people. Jay's like, oh, you got a bad table.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're
Your
just
last
poker
event was a
players.
bad table. It's pretty shitty.
I don't care. I don't care. I'll play against anybody. My game is strong. But I'm gonna go. I think the WSOP seniors is a good value tournament for me.
This
The
is why
rest of
Jay
them,
broke up with you.
the rest of them, I'll just make my schedule based on what's going on. But every summer when I go out, we talk about like doing the grind, and after a couple weeks, how just drained you are and how disconnected. The thing Mika said about how you're so disconnected with the rest of the world or the real world, I've learned to not come straight home from Vegas. I don't go home because I can't. There needs to be I need a transitional buffer before going back to the real world, and so I go from Vegas to some mountain and a hike, and I need to like get away from noise and smells and people. And last summer was great. Hiked 60 miles in 5 days in Utah. This summer we were going to go to. We were thinking about going to Banff or Glacier, but I think now we're reconsidering. We're probably just going to go to Colorado, and we're just going to hike for a week and then come back to Dallas and integrate myself back into the real world. But I think for me, I need a little bit of a transition between those two worlds because it's too abrupt to just go back to the world. So if you can build in any little buffer in the interim as you go back, I think that's always something you should try to figure out how to do. So, and Rob, since everybody's picked teams, will you have me as my tag team partner?
Well,
Jeez.
so you have to be the backup plan because Mama
jeez.
Poker Pastor. Well, Mama Poker Pastor always wants first dibs. So if she goes,
Poor Craig.
I'll wrestle Debbie for it.
Okay, that would be fun.
Hey, Gene.
Sean innuendo.
She's plan A, but you will be plan 1B.
Really quick. Hey, Gene.
That's fine. I'm going to call Brandon Sunshine. I'm calling Brandon Sunshine right now.
Hey, Gene, are you available for a tag team? Yeah.
I'm texting Brandon Sunshine right now.
I got you a partner.
He doesn't remember me, but I'm like, hey,
I'm on
Brandon.
the phone with Gene. We got you. I have someone who's perfect for you.
Miss Day here. I know Europe is in the plans at some point. Are you going to go to Europe and then maybe come back to Vegas? It's kind of a big flight. Like what's it look like for you this summer?
All right, my husband and I are talking about it. And by the way, I think my mic got caught Craig's flu because my mic is not working right now. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We've been talking about it a lot, my husband and I, because we're flying back for my daughter's graduation. She's graduating from Northwestern June 15th. So I'm going to be in the US June 15th that weekend. Last summer was the first summer that I put a package together, sold action, was so excited. I was like how Brett's feeling now, like that excited. And then I got COVID, spent a week in the hotel room playing on WSOP.com, which was profitable, but not fun. And yeah, so now this year I'm kind of more like Mika. I'm not really excited for it. And I know Rob and we've talked about this. Like, you want to go for the connections, for the social aspect, and then of course for these huge prize pools. But is it worth it? I don't know. So I'm having the same discussions right now. Trying to convince my husband to come for a little bit. He's not a poker player. He's not a gambler. But he's been looking at concerts. So I need to poll you guys here because he likes different music than what I like. So he needs someone to go to concert with this summer. And I may be able to convince him, to come out and let me play poker. Anyone into the Pixies or Joan Jett?
Joan.
That
Any
could get
takers?
That could get Sean to Vegas.
Once. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Joan. I shot
Yeah,
Joan
go see
once.
Joan Jett.
All right, Sean, will you fly out just to go to Joan Jett there with my husband, and then maybe I can play the tag team while with Mika while you guys are at the concert?
Joan's not that cool.
Oh,
She's
no.
good. Been there, done that
Wait.
though. So
Dave, why not ask your husband to be your tag team partner? He literally only has to fold for 8 hands.
that's a good point.
It's true.
He doesn't know how to play poker.
He doesn't have
Well,
to
you
do
can
anything.
teach him how to
He
fold.
just throws it away. 8 hands, and then you can play the rest.
They give
That's
you
a
the
grind,
cards, you
though.
give the
No
cards
breaks.
back.
He wouldn't want to. He has no interest. Like zero, like reverse. He's probably like,
Imagine the
I don't
story
know.
though, Day. Like he comes and folds for 8 hands, and then
Yeah.
you go on to win the tournament, and now he has a bigger Hendon mob than Jay.
That's fair. That's fair as hell. That is absolutely
I like
fair.
that.
Sorry,
But
Craig.
another issue with that is I'm somebody who has to leave the table anyway, like a few times, like in between. So you know how we have like 2 hours in between our bathroom breaks? I'm like every hour, I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Sorry, because I'm drinking water, lots of water, and I need a partner who can let me, take a couple hands while I go pee. But is that TMI? But no, so it's not just the 8 hands. I need somebody who, can fill in a cup. But you're right. I could just tell him to sit there and fold. I just don't think he'd have any fun. So
Well, if you don't want to
I
go
don't
out
know.
there, if you don't want to go out there and play in any tourney, play any like real poker. I did hear they have another tournament going out there. It's called Video Poker. I don't. Yeah, you ever play that? Yeah, they have Video Poker tournament. I'm gonna get in all the slot tournaments. So
Buffalo.
Jay, stop being bad influence.
Yeah, I could probably do that too. But no, well, I may go out. I'm still deciding. I don't think I'm not gonna do the package selling. I think I'm just gonna more play it by ear this time. Hope to go out maybe for like a week, and maybe play like four or 5 events. And but I don't have anything set in stone right now.
Go near the main, play some
So-
satellites, see if you can satellite in the main event.
That's what I wanted. That's actually that's where I'm leaning towards right now.
Do it.
I'm leaning toward trying to Saturday into the main.
Buffalo tournaments.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
they
That's
have
the one
out
tournament
nine.
I would love to see all of you get to play. I would love to see all of you in the main. I think.
Yep.
I would enjoy watching all of you play that. So
The main event of slots.
oh boy.
Jay,
No.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a
Rob,
bad
what about you?
Man. We were talking in the green room before this, and I don't remember which year, but I know like 2 of the last 3 years I've been sitting on like May 26th, May 27th, and as of May 27th, I was 100% not going, comfortable with not going. Decision had been made, and 10 days later, I'm in Vegas for the majority of the summer. Last year included, where I was convinced I was not going, and then something I don't even remember what the catalyst was, but I
your
remember
wife
looking
said,
at my
"Rob,
wife.
get in the car and go."
Yeah, I mean, she's like, "You're going," and I just packed my bags and left with no return date. I can definitely relate to Mika because I dread going every time. It takes a toll on me socially. I usually end up by the end of that, like being antisocial for like 5 or 6 weeks and just overly burned out. I did have a really, really successful summer last year, but as Jay pointed out, it was very atypical. I spent a lot of time playing online. And I think my initial thought about the summer was the same, that I was just not going to go. But something's changed in the last couple weeks, and ironically, out of everything, a spoiled brat of a pro who I will not mention put a tweet out about fatigue in the main event and everything else. And I just have this feeling about this summer and next year too, that like I have the opportunity to go put everything I have into the summer and to go put everything I have into the next year and maybe even potentially do an insane amount of traveling this next year. And I just don't know. I mean, hopefully I have that opportunity for another 20 years, but maybe I don't. And I feel like the prudent thing to do is to really take advantage of it while that opportunity exists, while I'm still sharp, while I'm still at my best, while I feel like I'm playing some of the best poker of my life. And it just feels like something's shifting for lack, without being weird about it. Or I feel like something's shifting and I hate it because it's not what I want to do. But we're buying this house this summer, and there's this feeling of like, and this is not me calling my shot like Brad, I'm not as cool as him, but there's this feeling of like putting myself in a position to have the upside to come home and pay for this house with cash that feels responsible. And that doesn't mean I think that's going to happen, but there's just something about leaving that opportunity open and giving that opportunity a chance to take hold that just, I don't know, it just feels right. So I'm not saying I'm going to have a successful summer or anything, but right now I'm leaning heavily towards going hard this summer, and I'm leaning heavily towards traveling a lot next year. And I don't know why I've changed my mind about this, and I don't know why, but I just have this really strong feeling inside that that's what's going to happen. And the last part I'll say is, I started having this feeling, and I was going to talk to my wife about it, and she messaged me yesterday and she's like, I'm really thinking about going to Wyoming for like 2 weeks just by myself to reconnect with my childhood, visit some of the places I went when I was younger, visit some family. But I just kind of want to do it alone. Would that be okay? Because I'd be gone during your birthday. And I just kind of chuckled and I'm like, crap. She's like, what's wrong? Is that a problem? I'm like, no, it just means I know where my summer's going to end up. Like, I just know where this is going. So I don't know what it's going to lead to. I don't know how this is going to pass out. I'm a huge synchronicity guy, and I don't know what's in store, but I just have a feeling that this is where I'm going to end up. So let's chase the dream.
So
last time you begrudgingly had to go somewhere you didn't want to go, you ran pretty deep in a free roll, if I recall correctly. So I like your chances. I feel good about it.
Right. He literally hates the most exciting times of his life.
And then crushes it.
Right.
Welcome to the life of high functioning anxiety. You're starting to understand what it's like to live with high functioning anxiety. Yeah. You do. You dread things you shouldn't dread. You're hitting a nail on the head there.
Yeah. Last year, remember this, Craig? Hey, Rob, you should probably go play this. I'm not going to play this shit. We get a text. Hey, I'm running pretty deep here. There's 20 left. I'm like, oh, okay. Rob actually is playing fucking poker again. And then he just runs deep. And then this year he gets the, almighty blessing of a free roll that he wanted to sell for $1,000 and wasn't able to. So he gets forced to go win 6K.
Whoa. I could have sold. I chose not to. I traded with the best player in the tournament. I did a 5% equity swap with the best player in the tournament, and then I held all my action.
So are you ever going to play poker again?
Did you not listen to everything I just said for the last 5 minutes? Did you fall asleep, Jay?
No, I honestly think it was bullshit. So we want real answers. Are you
I'll say this. You're not going to see me at the WSOP firing 8 bullets into the Millie Maker and 6 bullets into the Colossus. If I play anything at the WSOP, it would be, for God's some stupid reason, firing something at the Gladiator because $300 for a bracelet, why not? Whatever. I'll play my 1 lottery ticket. Right. Tag team if I play it in the main event. Beyond that, I'm not giving the WSOP 1 goddamn dime out of my pocket because I've had terrible experiences there. The lines are horrible. The dealers, God bless the good dealers, but there's so many dealers. You can't compare that product to anything else out there. So, if I'd be going out there, it would be to try and win a house. So I would be doing some shot taking, but I'd be on the hustle. I mean, this is like me not getting appropriate sleep, Craig bitching at me because I, played till 4 a.m. and now I'm firing a 10 a.m. tournament. And I'll be like, fuck off, Craig. This is how I do things. You're just going to have to, coddle me when I'm done, right? Tell me how to fix my brain after I've fucked it up. But I'm going hard in the paint. Like, that's just the only way I know how to go. So,
to go.
That's how I'm going.
Yeah, it's the only way to go if you're going to go out there. Like, you got to lay it all on the line.
We got to get prepped beforehand physically.
Yeah. Like,
I'm down 12 pounds.
That's awesome.
Hey, congrats, Rob.
We're getting there. So
good work, bro.
I know, Rob, you and I share the sentiment of non-excitement, but there are a lot of people that are listening that haven't ever been to a WSOP. So I did
For
want to
sure.
share, like, while I'm not excited and while the fees are high and there's long lines and the dealers are the worst, it's still like one of the most miraculous things as a poker player to experience and still very much worth it. And once you get there, you get those butterflies in your stomach. So while we're not excited, it's because we're withered old dusty rags at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to
No,
be
that's
young guns like Brett, right?
It's
The
such a great
excitement.
point. I would never want to dissuade somebody from their WSOP dream experience. And honestly, if your dream is to play the WSOP, who cares about rake? Who cares about any of that stuff, right? It's about putting yourself in that room and saying, I belong here. And that's something everybody should be able to do. We're viewing it as business decisions. We're viewing it as it's not a vacation for us. It's we're trying to, grow our bankrolls and sustain our futures and build our retirement. So it's just a very different filter to go through. But I think your point is very, very important because there's people that won't be able to go this year. And they're going to look at us and go, God, I wish I could do what they do,
Yeah.
So I could not
should
agree more.
miss. If you have the opportunity to go to the WSOP in the summer and you haven't been, you damn sure should be on a plane if you have the opportunity to go. The behind the scenes stuff that like we're sharing, a lot of that just comes with the years of grinding it, right? Versus, like the first time any of us went out there was probably like the best experience that we've ever had. And I think, every year they try to find ways to improve the experience, but the networking, just to get and talk to people, if you're a fan of the game, which most of us should be, right? The fan of the sport, minus the brain fuel from Mr. Helmuth. But if you're a fan of the sport, right, you should definitely be out there during the summer, enjoying it, living it up, getting to see some of your, I'm a fan of the game as well, right? So like the opportunities, like last year, getting an opportunity to talk to Jason Kuhn and, running into so many folks, like it's just a very exciting part. You know what I mean?
That time that Seidel bothered you in the middle of the hand so he gets his picture taken with you, that was annoying. You got a little bit annoyed, but like, you do it for a fan.
Right. Like Greenstein's like, hey, can you like fold really quick so I can get a picture? That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can't pass that up, man.
I'm telling you guys, you guys have got to just spend one day walking around the WSOP with Jay Carpiello. It's like walking around with Taylor Swift.
Over under, Jay, how many celebrities want to take a picture with you?
If I'm out there, man, come find me. We'll go out. I will make your experience the best experience you've ever had walking into the WSOP in Las Vegas. It'll be the best experience.
By the way, all you Swifties out there, I was listening to the song 15 last week, and all of a sudden the line came across the chorus, someday you'll do more than dating the boy on the football team. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Relationship over.
Rob, do you understand that you're the only one that understands that reference, right?
Right. Why do you understand that reference?
Yes.
How many high school daughters, football boys?
I'm just saying, like,
over.
Come on, like
he had teenage daughters at the time.
Hot calling the kettle black, like I don't know.
That's funny,
but yeah, I think. Look, I don't know what's going to come of the summer. I think I know several of us would be open to kind of documenting it. And the whole thing is like, that's the fun, I guess, and the beauty of it is nobody knows, right? This is the one place you can go and start out with a very modest plan, and a few things go right, and the next thing you're playing a tournament you never dreamed of playing, or you're at a final table playing for money you never thought you'd play for. The most fun I've ever had in my 20-year career was sitting in the main event on the bubble. It was the most exciting experience, and nothing has come close to that. Even some of my big scores weren't as fun as that. So I think that's kind of the fun, I guess. And yeah, maybe it comes with some hits. It comes with some mentality hits. But I'll say this: I've never spent a summer in Vegas and then had this group right here to help me get over whatever I deal with and whatever hits I take. So if I can survive 3, 4, 5 summers in Vegas by myself, I sure as hell can survive it with this crew. And that gives me a little bit more push to give it a shot.
All right,
Rob,
I'm
if you
lining up
need
the
any
Airbnb
help
now.
getting hyped up for the World Series, man, I fucking love it. So I will hype you up. I got you.
I will. So Brett will be my cheerleader. He'll get me hyped up.
Yeah.
Craig will be my nutritionist. He'll make sure that I'm taking my blueberries and kale powder. Jay will be my mindset coach as long as he gets his head out of his ass because he's a little crazy. Day and Mika can coach me on the poker side, and Sean can help me with the content side and help me, chronicle this in a way that won't have my double chin because I'm filming down here. We'll be good. I'll be good. I got my crew.
We got this thing locked, baby. All angles covered. Even
so. Day's the only one traveling anywhere to play this week, right? Day's going to Colorado. She's going to do some skiing and some poker. Nobody else is going anywhere this week. Craig's not allowed. He's on, lockdown.
I don't know if I'm able to
I
get
will
out of the house.
mentally bring you all with me. All right. So just, know as I'm like skiing down the mountain, I'll be thinking of you. When I'm, 4-bet shove bluffing, I'm going to be thinking of Craig. And, I'll think of you as I have a great week. Hopefully, knock wood.
Just don't do that in the
Minus
seniors.
blue.
You'll be fine.
All right, I
won't do it in the seniors. I'm not playing the seniors.
I just pulled up Airbnb. 6-bedroom, 3-bath, pool, fabulous Las Vegas neighborhood. Got us a good deal.
2 blocks from the Strat.
He's not saying the price. He just said, I got us a good deal.
No, this one's not bad at all.
You got to buy now.
Look at it later.
So next week on the podcast, we'll be doing hand history stories for the entire pod, just so we can fund this house.
We've lost our whole audience.
My weekend is literally going to be me learning how to play fucking poker again. That's probably going to be a thing.
Give me a call, Jay.
Let me see. Officially, February 20th, I will come out of retirement from poker. I've been in retirement for quite some time now. So roughly, I don't know, 48 hours. So I'll come out of retirement, learn how to play the game again, and then maybe, I don't know, ship that shuffle 100K. Rob, Craig, are you playing the 100K? I don't know if you're mute.
Where and when?
Where and when? It's at Shuffle
this weekend.
That's
Same
where
place it always is.
The when is this week.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get this cough gone, I don't want to go get people sick.
Okay.
I'm on the back end of it.
Wear a
I've been on
mask.
Tamiflu for 2 days now. 3 days on Tamiflu, I should be good.
Wear
So
a
yeah,
mask.
I'll probably get over there. I'm way behind.
Snort
my
a
prop
couple
bet, by the
more
way.
blueberries.
I'm way behind on my prop bet.
Jay already has
as
your
of-
hat picked out. He's texted me privately pictures of this
got
hat. So
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get some anti-rash cream for my scalp for when it's that Carolina blue causes an outbreak of some sort. I have playoffs. My focus right now, I have a team that could win a state championship this year, and I mean we're really good. We have a chance, and so my focus for the next 2 weeks is getting those guys ready, and we're gonna go for it.
if you win that, Craig, are you more likely to retire? Does that you end on a high note and then go into the poker career?
Yeah.
I have to. I'm pretty committed to at least one more season with that group. I have some family connections on the team, and it'll be the last one. I've coached all my kids and all my nephews, and the youngest one is a junior, and so I'm committed to the team at least through his graduation. So,
Well, please have your son get us the footage of the Gatorade bath so we can play it on the pod. We'll definitely want to see that. And a huge
just
shout
wanna
out
say
to
that.
Scott. Scott in the chat says he's going to be playing at the Shuffle this weekend. Scott, I just want you to know, if you ship that tournament, Brett Jay and Craig all owe me $100,
That is a fact.
and I'll split
is
it
a
with you.
That is
So
a
go
fact.
win that tournament. Make us some money, buddy.
And Scott,
All right, everybody.
you bust Jay, $25 strictly to you.
Oh, bounty.
There you go.
Ooh.
Even better.
Bounty.
Bounty.
All right, on
He is
behalf of
bitter.
Brett, Mika, Day, Craig, Jay, and Sean, my name's Rob. We will see you guys next week. Oh, yes. Let me say it real quick. Remember, next week, new day, Tuesday nights. We're sure to do Tuesday nights starting next week, same time at 7:30 Eastern. We will see you next Tuesday.
I'm going for mine. You put it on mine.